Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this episode of Let's Talk Motivation with Mommies Teatime podcast, where we aspire and empower moms to manifest the life that they want. I am your host, Ramika Latash, and today we have a guest, Demetria Buie. We're going to start with her bio, and it is impactful. She has been on a roller coaster ride, being in high school, dropped out, to growing up in a dysfunctional family in a group home, enduring a public divorce, and facing the tragic loss of her child's father who was killed in prison in 2023, as well as his best friend in 2020. Despite these challenges, Demetria has emerged as a successful entrepreneur, event host, and author. In her book, From Broken Woman to Businesswoman, Demetria shares her inspiring journey and provides readers with 12 practical steps to help them become successful entrepreneurs and achieve their goals. Her story is a testament to the power of determination and positive mindset, showing that anyone can overcome adversity with hard work and perseverance. In addition to her entrepreneurial pursuit, Demetria is also passionate advocate for lupus awareness. After being tested 3 times and seeing over 25 doctors, she understands the challenges of living with this disease and is dedicated to supporting others who are facing similar struggles. Welcome to the show, Demetria.
Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
So we're not gonna hold you too long. We're just gonna get right into it. Um, the first question, I know the bio has kind of like gave us like a little snip of your life, but
Yeah,
can you share the biggest challenges you face while writing your book from broking to businesswoman, and how did
wow.
you?
Wow. One of the my latest book, From Broken Woman to Businesswoman. So the biggest challenge that I faced when I wrote that book was thinking about the times when I was homeless when I wrote my first book. And I on a new journey of writing the book From Broken Woman to Businesswoman because a new me, have started. I got a divorce in 2020, and many people know that when you get a divorce, you're starting over, and
Yeah,
you're really finding out like who you are, the mistakes in life that you really have made. And so I was just thinking about, who I really was and, what I was called to this earth to do. And so it took a while, for me to really just journal all of that. But it just took me back to a time when I was writing in my homeless season. I said, you know what? That was one of my biggest challenges in my life. And I was like, well, if I got over that hump, I can definitely get over this hump.
yes. Wow. Um, I can't imagine having a public divorce. A divorce period, and I just couldn't imagine. And I'm so glad that you overcame that, and
Hmm.
you wrote that down in a book to help others.
Yes.
My second question is, how has being a mom influenced your journey as an entrepreneur and an author?
Wow. Being a mom, ooh, it's so new. And like, this is the only child I have. And so, even when I became a mom, I was just so in shock, of like, oh wow, like I have this person, this little person in my life, that loves you unconditionally and at the time, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do because, a lot of people get the mommy books and parenting books and all of that. And I was like, honey, no, when you have your child, them books go out the door,
Yep.
it's you and that child, and and having the child on my own, at that moment without the dad being there and all that, it was a lot of challenges. And so even when I had him, I was just really like, do I deserve this?
Hmm.
And just going through a lot of emotions that I feel that a lot of us really don't talk about as moms, that we go through, especially, the ones who are doing it on their own. And, but when he got older and he really began to just talk and everything, like it really brought something out of me. Now he's 11 and like he finding my keys,
Hmm.
I understand, like he know how to do absolutely almost anything. And so even after 11 years, when you look back on it, you're like, oh my God, like this is such a blessing, to
Absolutely.
have your child in your life, and they teach you something every single day. So
Yes, they teach you strength, patience, right?
yes.
I mean, I get it. I
Yeah.
have I have four of them, and there
Oh
is,
wow.
yeah, it's no manual to this. And then I have four that they're back to back. My first
Oh
two are 10 and a half
wow.
months apart. Yep, as being a first time mom at 30 years old. They're 10 and a half months apart. I was still learning with the first one, and
Mm.
then here comes the second one. So now you
Oh
got to
wow.
incorporate it too. Yep. And then then I was
Oh
pregnant
wow.
again. Yep, pregnant again with my third one. And then again the next year with my fourth one. So I have two girls and two boys. So basically, I learned with all four of them together. Now
Yes.
it was hard when they was younger because everyone's little. I think I had two in one
Yes.
time in Pampers. So that's Pampers, formula. I mean, it was rough, and then you still want to make sure that you don't lose yourself in the process.
Oh
So I
yeah.
so I get
Woo.
it when you say like, yeah, when I was the first time mom, I was pregnant, I had all the books, like, yeah, I'm gonna read my books and
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
follow the app, each week the app tells you like what your child is doing and girl, after a while, by the time I got to the second child,
Girl,
it's like,
that is
no.
so out the door.
Yes, it's no manual to it. So every day, you're just learning. And like you said, now that your son is 11 years old,
Yes.
now he gets to talk back. He has his own personality, and that's how my kids
Most
are. They're
definitely.
13, 12,
Yep.
11, and 9. So you have all these personalities, and they talk back to you, but they're actually smart. And like you said,
Yeah.
they teach you things. They teach you.
Yes.
They teach us,
Yes.
because they have access to the internet and all that stuff. So they have a load
Mhm.
of information. So it's fun now. Now that they're grown and are talking,
Mhm.
an opinion, and sometimes too much of an opinion, but
Oh yes.
um you just look back like you said, and like, oh my gosh, it's been 11 years. I
Mhm.
made it. I'm doing it. I'm
Yes.
doing it, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is awesome.
Yes. That's it
mm,
right there.
yeah.
I
So
love
our
it.
next question is, what's my next question? My next question is, um oh, and in your bio you mentioned that you are a lupus fighter. Could you tell us a
Mhm.
little bit more about lupus and how it impacts your life and your career in being a mom?
Yes. So, in 2010, I
Hmm.
was in a car accident,
Oh,
and some months later, I ended up like just going back to the doctor because I was still like in pain and different things
Mhm.
like that. But like they wanted to test me for lupus, and I had no idea like what it was at that time. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, like I didn't ask no questions, nothing. And so they tested me. I didn't hear nothing back. So I guess that
Mhm.
means that, I didn't have it. And
Right.
so in 2019, my friend in my hometown, um, we've been friends for a minute, and I ended up finding out she had lupus, and she invited me to her gala to be a vendor. And
Mm.
so I ended up getting tested again for lupus, and I
Okay.
tested negative.
Mhm.
hmm And so now I'm doing my research
Mhm.
on like kind of like on what lupus is and things like that. And
Right.
so I get tested again. And so tested again in like 2022. So
Mhm.
that was like last year.
Okay.
Still came back negative. She was like, you're having a lot of pain in your joints, and and all the symptoms that I was having,
Mhm.
it was, she just really thought I had lupus. She even treated me, um, for lupus because she
Mhm.
really thought like that's what it was. And so I
Okay.
ended up coming back negative. And so I ended up finding out like I have internal damaged tissue. And I'm pretty sure that was from the car accident.
Doing a car accident.
And
Yeah.
yeah, like a lot of car accidents, like they're no joke. Like they can leave
Mhm.
you damaged
Mhm.
for, you know, but then after that, when I went back to the doctor and I was like, lupus patients feel like this, and she was like, they feel like this every single day. And so now here I am understanding it,
Mhm.
researching it, looking it
Mhm.
up. And for the first time, I was able to share my story on Lupus LA. And I talked about how I was like, wow, I feel for them if they feel like
Mhm.
this every single day, can barely get out of bed,
Mhm.
um, breaking out in their face, and just a lot going on, kidney problems, heart, all of that. And so I
So
said,
you had all those symptoms?
no,
Okay.
no.
Just the
I
joint
said,
pain.
yeah, joint pain,
Okay.
fatigue, all of that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when she told me that they go through that and
Mhm.
some more, my heart
Right.
went out for lupus, because I'm
Wow.
like, wow, if
Okay.
it was worse than what I was going through and how I felt. And so
Mhm.
that's when I started to support lupus women.
Okay. Got it.
hmm
So you so you basically, hmm, God is amazing. I'm trying to see where he's going with this because you don't have lupus, but you had the symptoms of lupus.
Yes,
So,
because if lupus is eternal. Like
right.
somebody can look great on the outside, but you
Mhm.
suffer on the inside. And
Right.
so I had internal damaged tissues that attacks your immune system. And
Mm.
so internal, I was hurting and pain, you know. And
Yeah.
so with lupus, they suffer internal. Like they can look amazing on the outside, but be
Right. Right.
suffering on the inside.
Mm.
So that's how it probably kind of connects a little bit. But just the pain in general, and knowing that they
Mhm.
go through this. And then I
Mhm.
have a friend that has lupus, and I
Mhm.
have like maybe 10 people now that I know that have lupus. And
Wow.
so I support them, and we even do interviews on Instagram.
Mhm.
I just sent out a care package um, to lupus patients, um, different things like that. I support, if they have anything going on, a walk or anything. So I found that it was really a blessing to find a charity, to definitely support. And lupus is one that's really close to my heart.
Oh my God,
So
that is
yeah,
awesome. Well, thank
yeah,
you. Thank you for being a supporter of the
yeah,
lupus community because I'm sure they need people like you who are spreading the word out and getting people educated on it. I
hmm
hear people say lupus, but I'm not fully educated on it and it really doesn't hit home for me. So to hear
yeah.
that you went through some of those symptoms and you know got you started to research and
Oh yeah,
build up a compassion for um, the people with lupus. I thank you for
yes,
being supportive.
because I tell people this mini story. I When I first was in a car accident and they wanted to test me, later down the road for lupus. The
Mm-hmm,
guy that I was with, when he heard the word lupus, it was like before that, he loved me. I was
mm-hmm,
living in Richmond, Virginia. I mean, he was like, I love you. I mean,
mm-hmm,
everything, like take me to the, like, all of that. And
mm-hmm.
so when he heard that I had to get tested for lupus, he freaked out.
Okay.
And he was like, oh no, like he didn't know what it was. Again,
Mm.
uneducated
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. Rather than looking it up, finding out what it was, what's going
Mhm,
on, he was
mhm.
like, I'm out.
Oh my
I can
God. So he thought
remember,
it was a death sentence.
yes, I remember being 23, I think, at this time. And like, this is like almost really like, I haven't had too many boyfriends, or anything like that. And so, this gentleman, I'm like, wow, somebody say they love you, blah,
Mhm,
blah, the things I've been through in my life,
mhm,
and so I remember him bringing me $15. My lights had got cut off, everything, because I'm unable to work.
mhm.
I'm in this pain. I'm laying in the house, don't know what to do. And he said, I'm out. He said, I don't know what lupus is. He was like, he thought maybe it was some type of sexual
Oh, so it's
disease.
disease. It's a
He didn't know if it was, he didn't know what it was. He was just like, whatever it is, I'm out. He was like, I'm not going to no more doctor's offices, nothing. And he
well, that
said, my
is
lights
good.
was off, and he left the $15. He said, meet me on the stairs way. And he looked, I've never heard from him again.
Oh
And
my
just
God.
the week before all of this, I was like, listen, you will find out who truly loves
Oh
you for
yeah,
real at the end
you
of the
will.
day.
You definitely will. So
Yeah.
you found out real quick. And
Oh yeah.
him in his in your life, he let you know from the door, which is a good
So
thing.
my love language is not words of affirmations.
Oh
It's
goodness.
not words of
You got it.
affirmation.
What you say? You have to show me, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Oh my goodness. Well, goodness, it's so much to touch on. I think in your bio it said something about high school dropout, dysfunctional family, um, living in a group home. Is that something that's also in the book too?
Yeah, that's in my first book, Refuse to Lose.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
refuse
in the
to.
first book. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I
Mhm.
didn't.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that this book is is the book.
No, this
Okay.
is this is the new girl, the broken woman is no
This is
longer there.
okay. So you're healed now. This is the
Yeah.
healed Demetria.
Yes.
Wow.
This
Okay.
is the I no more people pleasing. I don't need
Yeah.
your validation. Yeah,
Right.
this
Right.
is this is that girl in that book. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, what do you hope for readers will take away from the book? And how do you hope it will inspire them to manifest the life that they want?
Yes. I hope from Broken Woman to Businesswoman that people take away from the book to follow their own path. And what I mean by that is to know your purpose and to not compare yourself to other people. Because when you are comparing yourself to other people, you are not walking in your own purpose. You are
Yeah.
not doing what you have been called on this earth to do. Because I
Yeah.
know sometimes on social media, people are looking at other women, their
Mhm.
bodies, their
Mhm.
makeup, their
Mhm.
hair, what
Yep.
they say that they have accomplished. They made six figures, they done this. And so a lot of people begin to get jealous or
Yeah.
begin to give up on what they doing, or they try to be like the other person. But my
Mhm.
book, I talk about, it's a 12 step, I think in number 5 or number 4, I talk about never compare yourself to anybody else. And that was one of the biggest things that I really wanted to get out there for people to love themselves. Self love.
Yes.
I didn't know what self love was until 2000 and to 2020, and I began to really practice self love.
Mhm.
And that came with no more relationships because my life was relationship after relationship.
Yeah.
And after that divorce, I was like, no more relationships. And started to find out what really makes me happy. And
Mhm.
I had to have a conversation with that little girl, that 9-year-old girl, that 10-year-old girl, to
Yes.
let her know, this wasn't your fault when you dropped out of school, when you was almost molested. Like
Mm.
all of these things wasn't your fault. And you got to find forgiveness in your heart. But most of all, you got to forgive yourself. Like the biggest thing wasn't really forgiving other people, it was ourselves. And we talk about the enemy so much. But I tell
Yeah.
people, if you really, really writing that book, when you look in the mirror, sometimes you are your own enemy. You're the one that's been holding your own self back with your limited beliefs of yourself,
Yes.
not believing that you deserve this, not believing in yourself, not being able to visualize and see your future. Because I believe that our lives can change overnight. Our lives can change in 3 days, but it's up
Yeah.
to you on how you see yourself when you go to
Yeah.
bed at night. I'm not sure if you listen to Never Goddard, but he really changed my life. Like
Mhm.
seriously. And I'm just now ordering like 3 of his books, but I've been listening to him for the past 2 to 3 months. And after doing the work of what I was doing since 2020, and
Mhm.
now like I'm telling, it's a whole game changer of knowing that. And I was like, oh, after I started listening to Never God, I was like, oh my God, like I've been thinking this the whole time. Like God is within us. Yes, like God is within us.
Mhm.
Yes, He's
Mhm.
within us. And, so long that we've been running. We've been looking for Him in a building. We've been looking for Him in other people. We've been looking for God in all of this other stuff, but all along, He's within us every
Yeah.
single day.
Yep.
And what really touched me, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to close it down, is when Never Got Her was like, most people, they run into the building. We know what the building is. And they run, and
Mhm.
he was just like, He's not there. He's within us. And we
Yeah.
have to learn to see that. He's within us.
Yes, that is such
Hmm.
great advice. You're even
Yeah.
speaking to me. You know, I'm going through my healing process. And I feel like that I'm there, and I'm in the process of writing my book also. And what spoke to
Congratulations.
thank you. And what spoke to me is that I had to go deep within.
Hmm.
Being raised in the church, when you say
Hmm.
go deep within and speak to your inner child, at first that used to scare me a little bit. It had
Hmm.
red flags like the demonic or something. And
Hmm.
like I said, I started listening to different books and videos and stuff with helping with healing from within. And once I
Hmm.
understood that I had to go back and reach down to that little
Mhm.
and say, it's okay. You made it. It's all right. You can let it
Mhm.
go. Everything is okay. You can move on.
Mhm.
You don't have to hold on to that anymore. You are healed. Like you said, it's not your fault. It's nothing that you could have done or didn't do
Mhm.
to make it happen. This is your life. This is what happened to you. You can't change it.
Yes.
The only thing that you can do is just move forward. Um,
Yes.
forgiveness.
Because yes, because the old I've learned that the old you have to die
Oh
in order
yeah.
for the new you to be reborn.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I know, like, some people starting over is dead to them. It's like, I got to start over. I'm 35. I got to start over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm 40. I got to start over. I'm 50. What do you mean I got to start over? I'm divorced now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through these relationship problems at this age, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And starting over is one of the most hardest things that people can do. And that's the reason
Yeah.
why they go back to the past. They date the same man over and over again.
Yeah.
They keep getting into these same relationships with,
Yes.
not just romantically, but, over and over again with the same women
Yeah.
over and over
It-
again because they don't want to
it's
let the,
comfortable. It's familiar. It's
oh,
familiar to
yeah.
them. And see, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. Change is hard. So
Mm-hmm.
once it gets hard, you revert back to what you're used to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you have to get to the point where you just like, I don't want to feel this pain anymore. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
feel this anger anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I want to move on. I want to have joy. I want to be happy. I want
Yeah.
to live with purpose. So once you change your mindset, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
once you change your mindset, then everything else will fall through. Not saying that it's going to be easy going through that change, but you have to change your mindset and stay focused.
Oh, yeah.
Focus.
Oh, yeah. And it's a daily practice also. And I
It
think people want to get it overnight. And again, as
didn't
I
happen
said,
overnight. It didn't happen overnight.
mm-mm.
You know.
Since 2020, I've been, I was working on that journey. It was like, what makes Demetria happy? And, being a writer, I was writing books and things that other people wanted me to write. Again, we
Mm-hmm.
was in the religious community, and I
Yeah.
knew the type of writer I was because at the
Yeah.
age of 9, I was writing books. I was
Okay.
writing short stories at the age of 9. And
Nice.
so, I'm a romance thriller writer.
Okay.
And so, and I just felt like I never could write what I wanted to write, after sharing it with a couple of people. They was like, oh no, God don't want you to write stuff like that, and I
Mm.
just began to write all these religious books, and it wasn't really me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thankful
Yeah.
to write inspirational books,
Right.
but it wasn't really me. And I'm just so thankful that I stepped out of that traditional and needing validation. Like, I was surprised, like, I needed validation for everything. I needed to
Mm-hmm.
ask permission, tell my business. I mean, all of that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, that's no longer me.
Yes.
That's no longer me. I don't need your validation at all. And my book is thriving. My romance novel is thriving. People are giving back reviews. It's like, holy crap, you are a great writer.
Because you
That's the
have a
review that I got.
wife.
Yes. She said a lot of other stuff. She was like, she was like, she wrote a lot of things. And this is somebody that I just met. And
Mm-hmm.
another girl sent another one. And she was like, holy crap. She was like, this novel is dope. And so she said, when is the book premiere? She
Okay.
said, where's the ticket? Where can I get it? Where can I get my ticket? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is it. This is me. This is
Well, I
me.
am so glad that you are walking in your purpose.
Yeah.
We want our readers to go to Amazon and get it's on Amazon, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
On Amazon and get From
Mm-hmm.
Broken Woman to Businesswoman. Demetria, she has arrived. She's not taking no validation from nobody, and is living in her purpose. I don't know Demetria personally, but we have connected on social media. She is doing a lot of great things. And could you just tell us where they can follow you and any up and coming events you have scheduled? Let us know so we can support.
Yes, I am on Facebook, Demetria Buie, and I am on Instagram at Demetria for real, FOR. My website is at the top of my bio on Instagram. My
Mhm.
upcoming events is September the 15th and the 16th in Los Angeles for the first time. And this is my sixth annual Refuse to Lose Wellness um, Summit. And so this is the first time that I am really bringing light. Like I have yoga instructors coming, I got mindset speakers, I got manifestor speakers. And so I am so thankful that we are able to come together and we can show others how to follow their own path. And I was really careful picking my speakers and things this time because you want people who are aligned with you
Yes.
and, definitely following the right path. And so we got 2 days. VIP day is Friday, and Friday is the speakers. We just got a whole day full with just amazing things that's going to be going on. Our sponsors, swag bags and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And then
Right.
December the 9th, I'll be holding my book premiere in Atlanta. And so this was
Right.
my new novel. Yes, my first
Okay.
new novel will be held December the 9th. And oh, it's going to be off the chain. We already did book the DJ. We didn't book the the decorator. We didn't book
I
the
know.
caterer.
Yes.
Yeah, honey. We got the dance floor, and
Mhm.
I love it's like a lounge. So we went all red, and I am so excited. So
As
yeah,
you should. I am
yeah,
so excited for your journey. I am so excited
yes.
for your success. We gotta get ready to go. I enjoy chatting with you. I mean, we could just
Yes,
talk all
I
day long.
know.
I'm definitely gonna keep in touch with you.
Thank
I want
you.
ahead and follow her, support her, purchase her books. If you're in the Los Angeles area,
Mhm.
you want to be at her wellness conference. You want to be there. Also, if you're in the Atlanta area, you want to be at her novel book signing because that sounds
Yes,
amazing. And
yes.
yeah, and before we close out, I just want to leave you guys with the affirmation for this week. Um, it is I am capable of achieving my dreams no matter how big they may seem. I am strong, I am resilient, and worthy of my success. Thank you guys for listening to Let's Talk Motivation Mommy's Tea Time. Join us next time as we continue to inspire and empower moms to manifest the life that they want.